Um, where do I begin? I guess I could introduce myself as a property consultant by day and practitioner of healthy lifestyle uh, by night or in the morning. So that's my routine. Um, but the healthy lifestyle that I'm approaching is different. Most people would approach it from either aesthetic point of view, whether they're gonna build muscle, whether they're gonna build endurance. So those things that I've been doing led me to a path that I don't like, which is chronic injuries. So I approach it differently. I think I started about 2 3 years ago. Um, I started approaching it from longevity point of view. So what is longevity? So that is desire for me to live longer. So if you have life expectancy of any given country, say for America, for a man would be 80 something years old, and then for Indonesia that would be I think about 73 years old, I think. So I want to live beyond that, but not only living, but having a meaningful life. Um, I wouldn't want to live, um, you know, in a wheelchair, for instance. I wanna be able to, still walking around and still be able to do a lot of things when I reach 75 and beyond. So that's my approach so far. So so what does it mean for me is that I don't push as hard before. So before I get married, I play basketball I think about 5 times a week. My wife or my fiance back then complained to me a lot. I mean, my fiance before she became my wife, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
she complains a lot about me spending a lot of time on basketball court, especially I do 5 times a week. So my schedule would be Monday to the gym, starting Tuesday up until Saturday. I play basketball, and then I go to a gym again on Sunday. So that's been my daily routine, daily weekly routine. So it led me to an injury in 2013. Um, I got
Mm-hmm.
Achilles tendon ruptured, and then I got my left knee keep yeah in pretty painful stage. I keep pushing it. One thing that I noticed is that my weight keep increasing, even though I practice very heavy fitness regimen. So I was like, okay. So I did my research, and I stumbled upon this expert. His name is Peter Atia. So he sort of gave a background. So his research was on still in um,
Hello, Kak. Aldi,
Mm-hmm.
you're moving, circling.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, the connection will establish soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, while we're waiting for Aldi, Kak, what is about you, your
Mm-hmm.
routines,
Mm-hmm.
usually in the morning? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Aldi,
going
please
to.
rejoin
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My routine now depends on my circadian rhythm. I want to I want to sleep earlier and wake up around 7 to 8 hours. And I can see that in terms of emotions, I am now able to manage it. And in terms of not only that, I am losing weight. So I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You feel much lighter, right? Yeah. Aldi, welcome back.
I'm
Don't
using
give
my
up.
yeah. Anyway, so
Okay, where were we are before? So okay,
so
maybe okay. Let me introduce Aldi. Is my high school classmate. We know since in the high school SMA 8, and he was already a basketball player, yeah, Aldi. He is a very sporty man, and now, Kak, he also Ironman doers like triathlons, and I feel like, wow, Aldi is such a consistent person, sports actually. And now I would like to hear his story about sports and healthy lifestyle. Yeah, Aldi, sorry. Maybe we can continue to use Aldi.
right.
Time is yours.
So I think to make my long story short, I play basketball. I got injured, and then approach it differently, right? So that's
Mm.
my long story short. But obviously, that's on the physical part, and I didn't take care of myself in nutrition part because I keep eating. I thought, if I work out like crazy, I would compensate my calorie intake, but obviously that's not the case. So
Mm.
one thing that I did was diet. I did, I think, mayo diet with no. A lot of it is just no condiments, no salt, and it's not fulfilling. I keep getting hungrier. So mayo, which is sorry for majority fail. So I was like, okay, let's change this. What is the easiest way to do it? So my easiest way to do it is through intermittent fasting. That's the
Mm.
easiest way to do it. I start 12 hours. So that's easy. 12 hours is the easiest part. So stop eating at 7 p.m. and then start eating again at 7 a.m. So that's what we've been doing, right? But apparently not, because we always have this little snack.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm, yeah.
that little snack is actually not helping. So I stopped eating anything at 7 and then started again 7 p.m. started at 7 a.m. So surprisingly, my weight doesn't go up. So like, I used to be like almost 100 kilogram. Right? That's what
Mm.
lead to all the injuries. And then I start doing 15 hours. So after two months of 12 hours, I start doing 15, and then I lose weight like crazy, like that. A kilo every month. So I was doing it for, I think, about 3 months, and then I reduced to the first time in my life. I went down to like 89, and I was like, I'm so happy.
Mm.
And then start doing 18 hours, and then it went down again to 87. I think at the height of the thing, I was 85. Uh, but so I was like, okay, so this is work. So I start wondering, why does it work? Um, and I think one of the key of intermittent is to regulate our insulin intake. So if you talk about longevity, right? Um, Weight reduction is part of it, but it's not a big part of it. Um, the, the the insulin intake strategy is that, if you look at Indonesian diet, standard Indonesian diet, or standard American diet, or standard Filipino diet, or standard any given country diet, it would consist of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So what happened is, say you're in Indonesia, you're eating your fried rice in the morning, or you're eating whatever you're eating in the morning. It could be bread, it could be anything. So your insulin goes up. It's about an hour, half an hour after you take in. So meaning your body is using your carbohydrate, and then will turn it into sugar, right? And then from sugar,
Yes.
it'll turn into triglyceride. And then if not, if you don't use it, obviously your body gonna change it into fat. So that's what they call novel lipogenesis. So that's
Okay.
what been happening, right? Because we don't work out, or we don't naturally human evolutionary. We have to keep moving nowadays. Obviously, with urban lifestyle, we sit down and then we work.
Mm.
So go to lunch again. We eat big sugar intake in terms of carbohydrate, right? Insulin goes up again, uh, and then at night, insulin goes up again. So that doesn't help, because if you want to lose weight, um, the muscle mass, that's a wrong way to do it. Sick people, for instance, if you've seen your family suffer from cancer or any disease, in the muscle mass, and you've seen the healthy lean and not healthy lean. So I start thinking, oh, okay. So now you can. So the strategy to lose weight is actually to take care of your insulin spike. So one way to do it is obviously intermittent fasting, where you have either one meal or two meal, where you have spike, and then you start having a flat line of insulin. Why does it matter? Here's the thing: when your body is trying to use fuel, right? It is regulated by hormones.
Are you there, Kate?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm still.
I
I'm
think there
still.
is. Yeah. I
It's
think
really
he has.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me invite him again.
Oh, he's off.
He's off.
Okay. Okay. Uh, this is the challenge of IG Talk, ya Kak. We
Mm-hmm.
have such connection problems live
Mm-hmm.
also, so we have to figure
Yes.
out
Yeah.
instantly.
Right now I am using my mobile data because I cannot
Mhm.
depend
Mhm.
on Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yes.
Me
Good morning,
too.
Ata, all the way from Nigeria.
Hi, Atta. How's Nigeria? Hi, Kevin. Oh, so many people here.
Yeah, Uchok is even
Uh,
here. Uchok is
yeah,
here.
Uchak was here.
Oh, he was here. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Buidia, good morning. Yeah, Buidia is one of my friends from
Hi, Bu
counseling
Widya.
program. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi,
And there is also
everybody.
Ibu Pendeta Sylvia. She's here.
Hi, Bu Sylvia. While we're waiting for Aldi, I think Aldi is here already, Kak.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll invite him.
maybe you invite him.
Yeah, I did.
Um, this is testing our patience, yeah. This technology disruption.
Yes.
Hi, Atta.
Hi, Ata. Yeah, let's wait for Aldi. I already invite him.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to recap what Aldi just
Yeah.
shared us? Okay.
Okay. Maybe for everybody just join, we will hear about the story of Aldi. Aldi can join, Kak. He said.
I see. I see.
Can
Okay.
you invite? Can you invite him?
I did. I did invite him.
Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can join. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Can you maybe restart simple
Maybe
solution.
Aldi can use other phone if he has, or do you use your mobile data, perhaps, Aldi? Yeah. Good morning to Indra. You know what? Indra is one of my friends, and he's the one of the most sought after digital marketers in Indonesia.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
he is.
I would like, maybe next time we can talk about digital marketing
Yes.
practice. Aldi use
I do
mobile
use
data.
oh,
So
I do use
what
my mobile
happened with
data.
Instagram? Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Um,
Let me invite you again, Aldi. Let me invite you again.
ah,
Okay.
Oh my God.
Aldi, can
Yes,
you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
We can.
Okay.
We can. Yeah.
So I was talking about the insulin uptake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how we go by it. So either you go intermittent fasting, or you go by what we call a small meal strategy, meaning instead of 3 meals a day, you do small meals every 5 times every day. So that take care of your insulin uptake. Why insulin is bad? Here's the thing: when you use when your insulin is up, right, and then your body is basically telling itself to use glycogen or sugar as a fuel instead of fat. So a lot of diet, one thing in particular, keto diet is trying to promote how do you tell your body to use fat as a fuel. So in terms of strategy of telling your body to use fat in a workout, say for instance, a lot of people are using HIIT, so high intensive interval training. So for the first whatever it may be, 5 minutes or 20 minutes, your body is using glycogen, and then when what happened is after a hit, your heart rate started to slow down, but it's not going down as much as when you're sitting down. So the recovery phase is, I think your heart rate is going to be around 60-65% of your maximum threshold. So maximum threshold, most people know this as 220 minus age, so 180. So if you're at the 120 range, your body is using your fat as a fuel instead of glycogen or sugar that is stored in your liver or is stored in your muscle.
Hmm.
You do 40 minutes walking every day. That would be the best, because then your heart rate would hit around 60% of your maximum, and then it start at certain time, depending on everybody. I think the most common understanding is about 1 hour. Your body start using fat as fuel, right? So using fat as fuel is known as ketosis. So where your brain send a signal to your body. So that specific chemical is called ketone. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of synthetic ketone out there. So people, before they go on a long ride, usually people would drink a ketone drink in order for their body to use fat instead of glycogen, right? Which is a stress level hormone. So I used to beat up on fat people. I always judge them. Oh, why are you fat? Why are you this?
Mm-hmm.
The fact of the matter is, metabolically, their body is doing everything
Yeah, it's okay, Kate.
Yeah.
I will keep inviting him.
Okay, good.
I will keep inviting him. Yeah, just keep on going.
Maybe because of the distance, yeah. He's in Korea or we are in Indonesia.
Yes.
I don't know. Connection problems happens.
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, maybe.
No,
Okay, Aldi.
this time it's not
I think you
technology,
have.
but the phone slipped on my hand, and I was like, "Oops!" This time it's
My
my
goodness.
hand. So so yeah, so the fat people, right? Or I would say, heavy people on the heavier side of things. Most of the time is that they don't regulate the cortisol level. So if you have, um, if you want to use fat as fuel, but the cortisol level is high, that is almost impossible. So so how do you regulate? Like, so what happened when you're stressed is that two things happen: adrenaline kicks in, and then the other one, cortisol, kicks in. So adrenaline is obviously elevating your heart rate, um, and then also increasing your blood pressure, and then cortisol come in and say to your body, "Oh, use sugar as fuel." So if your cortisol is high, your body is demanding sugar all the time, right?
I
So
see.
say you eat breakfast, you have meeting in the morning, and then you have that lull going in, and your body in such a stress level is that it's telling itself to crave sugar. So
Mm.
you go to Starbucks,
Mm.
right, at 10 a.m.,
Yeah,
drink that coffee, but obviously you put
let's
sugar in it.
finish.
Yeah.
Most people doesn't realize it, but they put sugar.
Mm.
And then at 12, obviously you eat a lot of carbohydrate, which is in itself it's a sugar, right? Again, and then at 2, because of that law, you start becoming very, very sleepy. And then again, you drink another coffee or whatever, soda, and then you going back to commute to your house before pandemic, or in time of pandemic, obviously you stay at home and you start eating dinner, and then again that low again. And then, but the cortisol levels keep telling your body to use sugar or glycogen. So that's why they keep eating it, and then the fat cells is keep on getting bigger. So you want to
Mm.
have a smaller fat cell, not less fat cell. The number count, a lot of people go to liposuction, right? Because they want to reduce the number of fat cells, but that doesn't
Mm.
correct them metabolically.
Yes.
So that's the strategy. So how do you go by decreasing the level of cortisol? I think that I'm not as good as anybody guessing this. But meditation, any culture, whether you're in India, whether you're in the Philippines, whether you're a Christian, whether you're Muslim, every religion actually teaches us to center ourselves. You go to church, right? Other than socially, you also try to center yourself. Muslim actually have better pretext because we pray 5 times a day. But again,
Yes.
do I practice 5 times a day? Here's the thing: the 5 times a day thing, it is, you can use it as a vehicle to center yourself, or your mind
Mm.
wandering around and become anxious about.
Mm.
So it's really depends on where you are. I don't want to go into it deeper because that might offend some people.
Yeah.
But if you have time to center yourself 5 times a day, do it. uh, you know,
Okay.
um, meditation, whatever. Again, the goal is to be centered, to be masterfully control your mind, to not wander around and
Yes.
not to be anxious about things, whatever
Yes.
things you may come to you. And then that's the thing. Or other thing, the other thing that you can do is work out. So if your cortisol level is high and your adrenaline level is high, right? So that means your blood pressure is already higher than normal. Your heart rate is already higher than normal. Evolutionary, your body is telling itself to run. That's what the evolutionary tell us to do, because for thousands of years, human using this to protect themselves against danger, whether it's coming from beasts, tiger and wolf and whatnot, or whether it's coming from hunting, you want to go out in a big game, to kill deer. So it's there. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you work, say after work, you go out and then you do a little jog or whatever, there's an endorphin kick in. So endorphin and dopamine. It's a real thing. So a lot of runners would get runner high. So runner high is powerful because it reduces your level of cortisol significantly. So then your body now has the ability to use fat as fuel rather than sugar as fuel. So that's on the level of physical thing that we do, right? But say we talk about longevity. Say you wanna have healthier life when you're 80, right?
Yeah.
One of the most important thing is that muscle mass. Muscle, you don't want to lose muscle mass because the matrix. Here's the thing: a lot of people I know in my life are doing things hard. They bike, 1,000 kilometer a week, 500 kilometer a week. Then the question is that helpful? Do you need that? Do you need the endurance when you're 80 years old? Or is it more important to have that muscle mass? If you talk to any orthopedic out there, when the quality of life of people starting to go down when they're no longer be able to move around. So the definition of move around is really simple. It's cool if you do yoga and whatnot, right? It's great. You can do it, strange poses, that you put on Instagram. That's great if you can do it. But the most important thing is that if right now at this point, if you're hitting 40 or 50, if you drop your pen and then if you don't do hip hinges correctly, like squat perfectly and get it off the floor like 2 years old would do, then you need to think about that. You need to think about, there's what they call ROM, range of motion, and muscle mass. So say a lot of people at our age has already have cardiovascular problem, right? Whether it's a blockage or whether their valve doesn't work properly. If you can no longer do endurance thing, all what you can do is actually weightlifting. So, or is it the weightlifting that you do in the gym, try to increase your muscle mass? Most probably the answer to that question, I would say no. I would say you approach it differently. Do functional fitness. So a lot of functional fitness expert, obviously, on the net, giving you free information, right? So this is F45 is one of the first, I think, that goes international with it. But again, a lot of people do functional fitness, meaning they weight lift and also increase the capacity of lung. But your lung doesn't need necessarily to have that, Iron Man capacity, more than 50 or 45. 45 would be the threshold, I think. If you were 35, sort of VO2 max, maybe you want to increase it a little bit, but you don't want to increase it to a certain level. It becomes mind-boggling. You don't need that. when you're 80. So I think that the body part, we talk about the body part. My advice would be yes, do exercise, but don't do it as it becomes what we call a reverse um, a curve where you have, when the X is a benefit, sorry, the Y is benefit, the X is
H maybe.
the number of workout that you do. You want to keep
Okay.
increasing rather than at certain point it becomes decrease. At a certain point your body
Yeah.
cannot take it anymore. Your body doesn't recover very well. It doesn't, it beat the purpose of working out. Again, we work out because why do we work out? A lot of people doesn't question this. So my answer to why do I work out? Hey, muscle mass. That's for and foremost. So I do a lot of functional. My workout would be just a resistant band, a rubber band. Sorry, my son is here. He's autistic and he's always no, don't say that. So that's for and foremost, right? Muscle mass and endurance. Muscle mass would be on top of it. So if you do not have the say you want to live to your 80s pain free without chronic pain, whether it's going to be in your most people would have this trifecta, back, so lumbar, so that's mostly back, that's L4 and L5, aggravated over the year. There's nothing you can do with your body if your L4 and L5 is pain. Your knees and then your hip, so that's the trifecta. If you injure your hip and your knee, usually it goes like if you're younger, you injure your knee, and because your body is trying to compensate so much, it starts to goes up to hip, and then and that's it. You start losing your mobility when you're hitting 50 or 60. And then we've seen a lot of older people are using crutches or using wheelchair in their 60s. We don't want that. We want to have the ability again to move correctly, to have that range of motion. If to have balance. Balance would be defined as if you can close your eyes on one feet, and then can you touch your finger like so, but you have to close your one physiotherapy told me that, and I was able to pass the test, and I was like, oh, okay, happy. That's on my left feet. On my right, not so much. I was like, oh, I'm wobbly.
Oh.
And I was like, so again, there's that I've been doing. So I didn't do it because I want to hit, I want to become an Iron Man, or I want to become, endurance athlete. No, it's not like that. It's for me, I'm humble. Like if, again, when I am in peloton in Jakarta, right? Or if I cycle with my friend and I start hitting the heart rate of 180, I usually stop. I usually just, I don't care about people doing in front of me. I only care
even though you get behind your friends.
Yeah, I don't care. Like if I starting hitting 180, because again, I'm 43, so almost 44, right? So my heart rate maximum is 170 something, 176. My comfortable rate is 140, 150 max. But at a certain point, like climbing and sprint, my heart rate will go up. And then I know I'm in a lot of trouble. Not at that time, like when I'm cycling, that's fine. But during recovery, after that, it's hard how hard it is to our body to recover from it. you got to do. I do what we call a poor man. Sorry, hi Abby.
Abi.
So
Baby didip. You the baby didip.
sayang. So I would do poor man massage. So that's a foam roller. So if I cycle for 4 hours, I usually do 1 hour of foam roller. But then after that, actually I have to dip myself in ice bath. Otherwise, my heart rate will stay at certain level, say 110, 120, during the rest of the day. It's great because my body now is using fat as fuel, but I feel like shit. So I was like, okay, so I know my threshold. Again, like when I run and I start hitting that 160, 170 heart rate, beats per minute, I usually just walk. I was like, okay, don't worry about it. Let's not go crazy, or whatever it is. I try to be modest about it. So my approach would be volume over quality. So quantity over quality. So I would say I run usually. So 3 weeks ago, obviously when I'm still in Jakarta, now I'm in Korea. I haven't get my bike and I don't have my running shoes. So I'm actually resting for almost 3 weeks now, which is body. But so my schedule would be around 5 days a week. So that would be structured as cycling, running, and then I would put somewhere in the middle. So if I run in the morning and night, I would do functional fitness. So I don't run with of my basketball. I from 2013 to like late 2018, I have chronic pain on my body. Every time I do, every time I do basketball or every time I run, I would have plantar fasciitis on the bottom of the feet. I would have, whatever you call it, I have it. Like, this is painful. So again, 2018, I start building up those muscles through functional fitness. I've been able to run free or bike free from pain. So that's big for me. Like, that's a moment of, eureka. I was like, okay. So I think I've been approached, I would say wrong, not correct in accordance to like longevity point of view, right? And
Yes. So Aldi, yeah,
go ahead.
just want to chime in. Just want to chime in, Aldi, and also Kate. We are already approaching our 45 minutes, and before you say something, Kate, and also Aldi, I just want to recap what Aldi shares us. Number one is we need to regulate insulin. We need to regulate insulin. That is number one. By doing intermittent fasting, either you have 1 to 2 meals a day, or you have 5 small meals throughout the day. By doing that, you also can regulate your hormone. And then the second one is use glycogen as fuel to your body. And the strategy is you can do this HIIT workout. And then the third one is, Aldi, if you want to add something or just chime in, okay? The third one is we also need to focus on muscle mass instead, especially especially when you are already in your 40s up. So the question now is, it's not about doing cycling for how many kilometers. The question is, do you need that endurance at 80? That's the important question we need to ask for ourselves. And to understand whether you have the muscle mass, you can try squatting to check it. And the last one is you can start now doing functional fitness. You can now start to do the functional fitness. Okay. And not only that, try to look after your balance by doing what you call this, Aldi, a while ago you said closing
Yeah,
your eyes
close your eyes,
and then
stand on one
pointing
feet,
your
and then touch your finger. Yeah. So
touch your
try to do it
fingers.
on
Okay.
you know, right leg and left leg separately.
Yes, that's right. So I can see that all of us should increase our awareness of our body. Probably this
Yeah.
is why we need to have checkup every year, at least once a year, so that we understand how we stand on our health. And by doing that, we know what we will do next, because doctor will tell us
Yes.
our what you call this, right? Our condition. And from then on, we need to we will understand what to do. Okay, so over to you, Ki, for the last 15 minutes. Go ahead.
Wow, 15 minutes left, Aldi. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for your share, Aldi. It's so awesome. I don't know that healthy lifestyle is such a journey for you. Yeah, starting from, I don't know, I think it's just simple for him to do it, right? But I don't know that he went through the injury, the, how you said, obese, right? And also changing or trying several methods of dieting. My simple question would be, maybe hopefully we have time to hear your story. What is the reason behind why you do such enormous things for healthy lifestyle? What is the story behind the story? What is the
Yeah,
motivation? Can you share us, Aldi?
it's good. It's a great question. It's
Yeah,
a great
Maybe
question.
Aldi.
Well, we are waiting for
Yeah.
Aldi.
Can you hear
Yeah.
my
Okay,
question
he's
before,
there.
yes,
Aldi?
I can. I
Okay.
can.
Yes, thank you. Because you what you're doing is just beyond everybody else doing, right? So I wonder what is your really motivation. Thank you, Ali.
Again, I think short answer is that I'm addictive. Some people addicted to smoking. Some people addicted to something. I'm addicted to sports. But that addiction led me to a path whereby I injured myself. So it's sad. It's really sad. My biggest addiction is obviously basketball.
Okay.
Again, 5 times a week. Just running around, hooping. But
Okay.
for and foremost, I think when you become parents, right, you see your kids, and then you want to be able to live and then see them grow and then see them become somebody.
Yes.
And I want to be able to live meaningful life when I'm older. I've seen people, especially my mom, that put so much trauma in me. She was suffering from diabetes. So she was, maybe when she was 30 something, she was suffering from diabetes. She didn't know it until she hit 40, and she started to do workout, right? Unfortunately, she injured herself. So she got hip. She gotta have to have a hip replacement. And after that surgery, everything went downhill. So she never recovered. She never went home from that surgery, and sadly passed away in 2018. So, before that, I didn't really care about, hip injury and whatnot, because I felt like I am bulletproof. Like, that's not going to happen to me. But then I start realizing, hey, wait a minute. All this chronic injury on my left leg, on my plantar fasciitis, on my, where does it start? So that's my motivation, really. Like, I want to be able to live longer, because,
Okay.
so sharing this, I've seen people, especially during pandemic, right, who were suffer through COVID, and I got allegedly I had COVID. I don't know if it is COVID. So my wife went back visited China in 2009. Oh no, 2019, early December actually.
Yes.
And then she got hospitalized, and I got this weird cold, flu, if you say, for 6 weeks. This is the longest cold that I've ever had. So my son also had it. My driver went to hospital, hospitalized. So, but this is January 2020. So we didn't know if it is really COVID or not. Maybe it's a common cold. But our pulmonologist said, yeah, most probably it's COVID, but it's not the newest. It's mostly the archaic. I wouldn't say archaic, but not the later version. It's not like the Delta, so it's not as much as contagious as other people have in March 2020. But I was able to walk through that easily. I don't need anything, right? That means my immune system is still intact. So for the general population, especially after pandemic, I look at it and it's like, having people, die, it's heartbroken. I would love to, educate general population that it is important to take care of your health, especially your immune system. But a lot of people are just approach it wrong. It's just, it's frustrating. It's, they go hard, right? They're like, here's what they do usually. They usually pour money. They just pour money into their problem. I hate that. I mean, usually they go out and then go to the gym and then say, "Oh, I hire a personal fitness trainer.
Yeah.
They pay 12 million for it." I was like, "That's great," and then they say they motivated themselves by pouring money into it. You don't, the accountability start from you. Start from you having that small step towards it. So,
Yes.
like, I always wonder, like, okay, going to a gym is a big task, really. Say, you're in Jakarta, right? You want to go to a gym. You got to prepare the night before. In the morning, you got to drive to the gym, park, go up to the gym,
Yeah.
change, whatever you do, right?
And get
And then,
traffic
right,
in line, queuing.
right. And I was like, 1,000 rupees.
So you've been done through, yeah?
Yeah, been there, done that, right? It is. Yeah. Just,
Yeah, Aldi, we lose you. Kak? Can you hear him?
Hmm. I cannot. Yeah, I cannot. So mhm. We have 5 more minutes to go.
Already?
Yes,
5 more
already.
minutes? My
5 more
God,
Yes,
minutes.
time flies.
5 more minutes.
Maybe we should make it second session later on, Kak. I have so
We
many things
can.
to ask, loh, Aldi. I still have a lot
Yeah.
of questions, loh.
Yeah, I'm very sure because Ata said we can't hear him anymore. That means our colleagues here also want to learn more because
Yes.
they have been religiously listening to this conversation. Yeah, no one leaves.
Yeah.
No one leaves. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Yeah.
How
Awesome,
about like
Aldi.
this? Yeah. How about like this? Because we already we're about to finish this conversation. We only have 5 minutes to share. Then can you share us your closing
Can you hear
thoughts?
us?
How to encourage
Yeah.
everyone? How to encourage everyone here to start practicing healthy lifestyle?
He is circling again. Aldi.
We will wait for him.
Yeah.
It's the last 5 minutes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you now. So, for the last 5 minutes, can you share us your closing thoughts to encourage everyone here, our colleagues and two of us here, how to practice healthy lifestyle daily? Maybe starting from you, Kate.
Okay. I think from my side, I can support through the healthy food, which is the organic vegetables, in terms of organic kale, because Kebun Rizki planting kale organically. And also we support healthy lifestyle through healthy snacks. You can go to the Kicks Kale Instagram to have see the many various products made by kale planted by Kebun Rizki. That's my side. And Aldi's
Awesome.
side, where's Aldi?
He's on the way. He's on the way.
Yes, Aldi.
Yes. Okay, your closing thoughts, how to encourage everyone here, our colleagues, to live healthily every day.
Well, just remember the goal is to live meaningful life until you're 80 years old. If you're in Indonesia, obviously in the state, you can live up to 100 because the life expectancy is 80 plus, right? If you live 10 years above expected threshold, you're good, I think. If you can live 20 years, which is, I think that's the basic tenet of longevity, 20 years above threshold, so which is 90, that's even greater. Uh, I think, approach it in baby steps. So if you want to go for a run, which is a big task, or you want to go to a gym, which is also a big task, you approach it baby step. If you don't want to go for a run, maybe just wear the clothing first, and then 15 minutes from that, get your socks, get your whatever shoes, and then start walking. Maybe it leads to run. If not, then at least you walk around. That's the approach. In terms of muscle mass building, I think a simple rubber band would do, a resistant band or a kettlebell, so you don't have to pour money into your health, and then start doing YouTube videos, small stuff, how to increase the strength
Yeah,
of your leg with rubber band or
yeah,
with resistant band. You see that a lot. I think for the last but not least is be social, creating groups within groups. So you have a high school group, and then uh, usually you have about 20-30 people within that high school group who have the same sort of perspective that want to do sports. Carve out that. So say you're coming from, University of, say I came from University of Indonesia, like Kiki does. I have UI
Yeah.
Triathlon, which is a separate group. I have a swimming club. I have golf club. Even in my, like when I lived in Serenia Hill before, I carve out those groups. So I joined their cycling club first, and then I created a running club, and then I created a golf club. So you do that, and then you have the same-minded person with you, and then that would encourage you to do it, and then be accountable for yourself. But it starts with you. It starts with you gotta initiate that, and then be the leader of that. And then be the master of our own mind, I guess.
Yes. Wow. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you so
Wow.
much for that.
Master
Ki,
your
would you
mind
like?
is the next
Yes.
topic. Yeah, master your mind.
Yes.
I don't
So
know if I'm
Ki,
the best
do you
person to
want?
do that.
Yes. Do you want to wrap it up before I close and call this conversation a day? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think as I mentioned before, maybe Kebun Rizki can support the healthy lifestyle through healthy organic vegetables. Similar to your body, the plant also grow depends on what you give. So organically means no chemical, which is safe for your body. Perhaps that's from my side, Kak. You can close it.
Yes. And also to add what Aldi and Rizki said, number one, have a goal. Meaningful life, that's the goal. The second one, start building your muscle mass by using resistance band and also kettlebell. Number three, be social. Create this specific community where you have like-minded people so that you will be encouraged every day. And my take on this is I am now walking for 45 minutes and opening a room at Clubhouse where people can join a conversation. If you want to join with me, I am in Business English Session Club. The room is under Morning Talk. So join me at 5:45 a.m. Jakarta time. It's GMT +7. If you want to join me, please DM me, and then I can ping you every time I walk. And also the second one, I'm opening this platform so that Aldi can share his experiences. Wow. This is profound. Yes. We need to hear people like him. And you know what, D and Ki, for 1 hour, people are listening, they do not move.
Wow,
they
that's
don't
awesome.
move. Yes.
We
have glitches. Yes, we have glitches, but they don't move. That means this is something crucial, and they look forward to listen to it until the end. Even though, just it is adding. You see, people are interested. People are interested to listen to this conversation. So today we have a great conversation. Thank you, Dee, for sharing this all the way from Korea. Thank you so much. And then Keith, thank you so much too. This conversation is a collaboration between Judith Ginting Training Consulting and also Kebun Rizki. I am one of the loyal customers of Kebun Rizki. I buy the kale, especially ravioli. The kale ravioli, wow, it's amazing. It tastes delicious. Yes, delicious.
And thank you, Aldi. Thank you so much. You are very great speaker for us, for the platform. Hopefully people will get benefit and motivated more and more to do the healthy lifestyle, ya, Kak.
Yes, that's right. And I also want to thank our colleagues here. Thank you for spending your time here, all the way from everywhere around the world, from Atta, from Nigeria, from the Philippines, from the US. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah. This has been an insightful conversation. Dee, thank you so much. Ki, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Have a great
day.
Bye.